Hello everyone, this is Tarot Therapy with Crystal, and we have your weekly message today for the sign of Gemini. So thank you spirit guides, the universe, for always guiding us and leading us toward the path to fulfill our soul's purpose, our spiritual journey. We ask for clear messages today for the sign of Gemini. Ooh. We ask for clear messages for the sign of Gemini as they navigate their soul's journey here on Earth. All right, I do feel like there's a warning. I also feel like this is for the divine feminine. So this could be specific for a Gemini female. Although the cards are not specific in terms of gender, you could take it as it resonates, but I do feel heavy like there's a message here for a female. I also feel like there's a warning. I'm going to start with the first hand. So I do hear clearly like this female is in the Queen of Wands in reverse energy due to maybe a situation that you are involved in. Hold on, give me a second. I feel like you might have gotten yourself into a situation that changed you. For the worse. I don't want to say the worst, but it probably took away some of those. Like if you were a carefree person, you might have gone in a situation that kind of put a damper on that carefree attitude, maybe a little bit more worried than you had been in the past. I also hear that maybe you are, like if you were kinder, you're not as kind anymore. So maybe like a situation, sometimes it's relationships or friendships ending or work situations that just kind of change us a little bit. It takes away some of that sparkle or that gleam of hope in our eye. So I do hear that. Sorry, that was me. I also don't feel like you're supposed to be this way. So there's some component about you that changed. Spirit is saying that they know. So you know what it is that has changed about you. It could be external. Other people could have recognized it and said something. Or it could be internal. Like you are just, it's just something that only you deal with. Needless to say, I'm getting two things. So this could be for two different individuals or resonate with different people. Either you took the wrong path and got here, or also it's time for you to make a decision to get off of this path. So somebody I literally see someone sitting down and saying like, this is just not the way my life is supposed to be. But maybe not having found that motivation to get up, get up yet and make changes. This will be the confirmation to get up and make changes. The Tower is also giving swift, like fast changes. Yeah, someone's not really happy in their life. The Tower is giving the energy behind this can be a quick change. Sometimes when we're in our season of maybe not being as happy as we normally are, maybe a little depressed, sometimes we can't foresee or we can't even imagine getting out of that state, but you can get out of the state faster than you think. I think the Seven of Wands here shows what some of the solution is. A little bit of isolation, setting boundaries. You've opened up your heart to probably the wrong person. That is specific for somebody. But you've opened up your heart to the wrong person maybe. And it's thrown you off balance. You don't see that you're off balance though because you have a lot of the physical things that you desire. But internally, you know spiritually that you're off balance. Even if you were in a bad situation prior to what you're in now, so this could be relationship specific. Let's say you got out of a bad relationship and you got into another one, and this one looks better, feels better. However, there's an imbalance that you notice internally. So even in your bad relationship that you were in the past, you may have had time to, you may have prioritized meditation, you may have prioritized positive affirmations each day. You may have prioritized your self-care. Now you're out of that relationship because self-care probably brought you to that point to walk away, and you got in a new relationship that has all the feels, right? It has the love, compassion, admiration, all the things you want. But it's taken away from that self-care, that alone time that you used to do where you used to connect with spirit and stuff. And it's causing an imbalance. I'm a firm believer that sometimes doing the right thing at the wrong time can make it the wrong thing to do. You never want to allow anybody to penetrate that time between you and spirit. I'm guilty. Like when I woke up this morning, 100% my mind was not on meditation. My mind was not nowhere near thinking about, let me just spend some time in solitude. Should I write? Should I reflect? Should I, I didn't want to do I wanted to just satisfy my natural being, my 3D, and I wanted to lay up, be booed up and this and that. And then when I do notice that when you are in true alignment, the universe just kind of does like, all right, she need a boost today. Let's cut out, let's throw in some things to shake up this mood that she's in. So for me, if I'm being as transparent as possible, for me, it was my significant other being busy and not able to just, parlay with me today. And it wasn't, and I was like in my feelings about it. And then I realized once I got up and I was like, all right, let me just do what I know I need to do. And I was like, oh, I'm supposed to be doing this. I was trying to escape. I was trying to play hooky today. And I'm supposed to be doing my spiritual work. Let's bring that back full circle. The same thing is here. You got out of a bad situation, but even in that bad situation, it pushed you to a place of meditation, reflection, being on the path of self-work, self-awareness. Now you got in a better physical relationship, but it's taken away from your time to meditate. This is specific to connect with your higher self. You know what I'm saying? To get guidance from your spirit tribe or your ancestors, whatever you choose to refer it. So that imbalance, not protecting your peace and not having that boundary has caused a little bit of an imbalance. So ultimately, with the 3 of Cups in reverse, I just heard it very clear. You're just not fully happy. So you're kind of in a bit of I don't want to call it an indecisive or maybe a confused state where you're like, how was I happier internally in a toxic relationship and now I'm in a healthy relationship and I'm unhappy? It's because we have to connect to source. Yeah, 6 of Pentacles. You have to be balanced. You have to restore that balance. And the first way to restore that balance is prioritizing self. Find a way to meditate. Look at that. Yeah, that's the key to your happiness. Find a way to meditate. Find time to have a long time with spirit. If you have to go to the grocery store, get in your car, go to the grocery store, take the long route, sit in the parking lot for a couple minutes, turn on some meditation music. A lot of times we, now this is specific for my single people, my single Geminis. Sometimes we remain single because spirit knows, like, if I put somebody else there, you'll lose the progress that you made. You really do. And I had this aha moment a week ago. you really do have to prioritize your spirituality, your mental health, whatever it takes for you to do that. If you have to go sit by the lake, you need to do that. If you have to lay in the sun, find time for that to be a part of your life. If that's what helps you be your best and that's what keeps you connected to source, you need to prioritize time to do it. I look at religious people. They do this perfectly. They go to church every Sunday. They go to Sunday school. They are in the choir. You know what I'm saying? They go to Bible study midweek. They do all of these things to make sure that they stay in a certain space that they feel comfortable with. It doesn't matter what their motivating factor is. If they don't want to go to hell, then so be it. If fear of hell keeps them being morally in line, then so be it. It's the same thing with you. If you gotta drink a gallon of water under the moon every night to feel better, or to feel like you get into guidance, or to feel like you have purpose, then so be it. But you need to make time for that in your life, and don't let anybody on the outside infiltrate that time. I was trying to do that this morning. I had already told myself I cut out the mornings just for me. Me and my spirit team, me and my spirit tribe, I connect to source. I was trying to give that time away. I was like, forget you, sis. You brought me this far. I got it from here. No, that's not the way to go. That's not the way to go. All right, Gemini. Again, female Gemini. In terms of this relationship that you're in, I did this, so I'm going to keep reshuffling. In terms of this relationship that you're in, it's actually a toxic connection. And you don't see it yet. But getting back to self, right? Finding time to motivate, you'll see that this connection indeed is not good. I'm not about to go through these cards one by one, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. Because Spirit is speaking so loud and clear. I'm going to tell you what I see, and then I'll refer to the card as Spirit draws me to. You said this is specific. You, Gemini, you might have just gotten out of, like I said, a toxic relationship. And this relationship, you think it's better than the one that you were in. For external reasons. So this person might not be condescending in their tone, or this person might be more affectionate. Your last relationship, maybe he talked down on you a little bit, he or she. Maybe they didn't show a lot of physical affection and admiration towards you. So this person just kind of gave you exactly what you didn't have. But there are a lot of things that this person does not have, this new relationship does not have, that your past relationship did have. Maybe some stability, maybe protecting, providing. You gave up one for the other. Although it was clearly evident that what you gave up might have had some toxic components to it, you can't even see how toxic this situation is. That's number one. Number two, you can't even see how toxic you are. So Spirit is saying the reason that it's important for you to get in your Seven of Wands energy is because that you need to see things clearly. You're not seeing your toxic traits. You're not seeing how toxic your environment is, maybe for your family. I do see kids involved. You're not seeing how toxic your behavior is towards your children. Also, I see that you just don't even realize how toxic this relationship is. It may not have come to fruition yet, but Spirit is trying to show you something. You're not able to see the warnings. Where Spirit is trying to show you something about your current relationship that you're blinded by external factors, almost superficial or materialistic factors. Once the blindfold is removed from your eyes, it's going to change your whole perspective on a lot of things. And the High Priestess is here is because intuition is going to come in heavy, hard, and strong to help you see things different. Number one, you're going to acknowledge that you took the wrong route. And that's probably why the Three of Wands was here. Very indecisive. I mean, shoot, it's one thing to have a fork in the road. Do I go left or right? But if I have to choose, do I go middle, straight? Do I go left, right, straight? Like, that's a lot. I feel like there was a lot of confusion. You didn't know what to do, how to walk away from your previous relationship. Maybe you should have worked it out. Maybe you should have fixed it, right? I feel like that was the strong energy there. Then, maybe people got in your ear. I think if there were people who told you to fix it, is a rebellious nature in you that wanted to just do the opposite. And then for others of you, you just had negative people, probably, like, I hate to use the word haters, but haters in your corner that just, you know, didn't give you positive advice. So I do feel like you felt overwhelmed to make the previous decision to walk away. But enlightenment, intuition is going to kind of clear out that third option and make you see clearly what it is. I also hear, though, that there is a revisit to that past relationship. Sometimes our relationships become toxic over time. And remember, this is why Spirit needs you to see yourself, because it's easy to put the blame on the other person. But when we acknowledge what we've done to create this environment that we're in, we typically can figure out how to heal. I do feel like this past relationship that you walked away from that might have had toxic components to it, we won't deny, is coming back around. And when it comes back around, it's coming back around to a person that has done the work to get out of the situation that they're in. The person that has resolved a lot of battles within, a healed person. And then there will be victory. This is very specific for some, and then may resonate. It could be marriage. It could be just dating. It could even be friendship. You can apply how it resonates. I would say for me, a lot of times I can be listening to getting a read or watching a read, and the whole scenario is like, this ain't got nothing to do with me, but there's some piece of it that does apply to one part of my life. I believe Spirit works however Spirit needs to. I believe your spirit tribe, your ancestors, your spirit guides will get your attention however they need. I do feel, too, the more willing we are to go on a ride, the further we go. So most of the time I take my hands off the wheel and I let Spirit direct me, and then I start to see in the midst, like, oh, I see what you were doing. I see what you needed me to do. Okay, so take time for yourself. Get back to those spiritual practices that you had, meditating, writing, reflecting. That's going to unlock something for you. You're going to be able to see things clearer now, bring more clarity to you, and you're going to realize maybe what you could have done to save your previous relationship. Also, you'll probably look to restore that connection. Now, with the Queen of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords, this is what I heard earlier, and I hear it again. This is somebody who, this Queen of Pentacles energy is truly you. You have someone that is not good for you in your vicinity. Tell me more about this Seven of Swords. Make sure I didn't flip nothing else over. I need a little bit more on the Seven of Swords. Spirit, thank you. Spirit, can you give me a little bit more on the Seven of Swords? I gotta confirm. I do hear people got in the midst of this connection. Your previous relationship, I'm not ignoring whatever you've been through. Spirit is not ignoring what you've been through. There was some toxic, like I keep saying, there was definitely toxic components of your previous relationship. But Spirit just clearly said this was outside forces in. Look at that. The death flew out. And it kind of was twirling. It was like this and this. So, you had people ruin your relationship. If your relationship got bad over the course, like This could be very specific. Let's say you were in a long-term relationship and everything was going good. Then in the last 5 years, I don't know why I hear 5. Maybe in the last 5 years, it became more it became not a smooth relationship. It became tumultuous. You saw happiness decrease. You need to reevaluate what changed. You could have invited new people, relationships in your life, new friends into your circle. Y'all could have changed jobs. Yep. Page of Wands, Ace of Wands in reverse. I heard y'all just made a bad choice, a decision. You could have relocated. You could have moved. You could have nothing life-bearing. Like if you had a child, I don't think that's it. But something that you guys may have done that you didn't realize would affect your relationship. I do feel other energies. Maybe you got into connection with friends, family, whatever. You took in a relative to live with you. There's something that you did that you invited deceit. You invited deception. You invited this toxic energy into your life. And it was going to affect your life, period. You just didn't know what it was going to affect. And just by chance, it affects your marriage or your relationship. But yeah, I just heard that very clear that you made a bad choice. Well, I won't say a bad choice. You made a karmic decision. So when I say karmic decision, what I do mean by that is that, like, it was almost like in your soul contract, this was a part of a process that you just chose to go through, right? You could have, though, learned your lesson in a different manner, but being out of tune with source, out of alignment, not synced, sometimes we don't make the best option to learn the lesson. I think about this. I used to give my students two options to complete an assignment. You could choose this assignment or that one. They're both the same. So let's say I've had a project. You can choose this type of project or that one. I used to give them selections. Most of the students would choose the one that looked to be the shortest, whether in thickness or in the length of words. They would choose the one that was the shortest, never the one that was longest, because sometimes based on perception and appearance, the shortest got to be easy and the longest got to be harder. But if they would actually go and read and take the time to actually look at all of the options, very few would choose the one that seemed to be harder but was actually just easy. The instructions were harder. It were more instructions to follow, but it was essentially an easier assignment, as opposed to the one that just said, write a paper about this. Well, okay, I'm going to write that. Versus the one that says, grab a sheet of paper. Okay, fold it 2 times. And then you find out the end of this project was just to create an airplane. And then this project was for you to write about the benefits of traveling by airplane. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes we're presented with opportunities to learn lessons that our soul needs to learn. And if we're out of sync, we'll probably just choose the harder option. It really does take spirit to guide you on, okay, I need you to do this for this lesson. If not, you're going to still learn it, but you're going to go through a little bit more challenging things. So that's for someone specific or for anybody or for the collective. But I do want to say that that's what happened. You look over the last 5 years, you've opened your life, you've opened your heart, your energy sphere to someone that was just toxic. And when that person came in your life, they just brought toxicity in your life. It wasn't intentional. It's just that you were not intentional about the company that you kept. I've hung out with people and then had to battle depression for 3 weeks after because I took on their energy. Like, I've opened up to help someone thinking that I was doing the right thing. And then for 2 months, I'm in debt. And I probably just helped them with, this has literally happened to me. I gave them a ride somewhere. How did I end up in debt for like a month or 2? Well, when I gave them the ride, one day I got a speeding ticket it was a set up speed trap. I mean, I was technically speeding, but I mean, there were never any cops there. I got a ticket. So that's money I didn't expect. I think $100 and some dollars I didn't plan to spend. So at the time I was budgeting for the month, so I had a pretty strict budget. So I'm like, dang, that ruined stuff. So that kind of set things back. I'm still taking this person to work. One day out of nowhere, a pothole. I sound like a bad driver because it did come out of nowhere, but I hit a hole. It popped my tire, bent my wheel. So not only had to get a new tire, I had to also get my wheel fixed. So it had to be sent off, and then repainted. And it was $125 just to repaint. It was so I'm coming out of pocket of that, again, more money that I didn't have budget to spend on those things. And the person can only offer me their condolences because technically they didn't do anything. But I was frustrated because I'm like, how does this happen when I'm trying to help someone? How does me helping someone just start to drain me financially? Because doing the right thing at the wrong time usually becomes the wrong thing to do. Spirit was trying to teach me boundaries back then, and I was ignoring. I ignored. But for something reason, spending money that you don't want to spend when I could have been traveling and shopping and stuff taught me that lesson. I gotta think about it. Hey, can you give me a ride around the corner? I gotta, hold on, let me pray, meditate, let me think about it. I have to do that. So that is what I hear for you, Gemini. That you necessarily didn't take in, you didn't do the wrong thing. It was just not the right time. You let the wrong person in your energy, and then life started to teach you lesson. That's what I heard. But it's the end of bad decision making. Find your time to be alone. Find your time to get back to meditating and self-reflecting. And when you do, you'll see things different, and you'll see exactly where you messed up or where you got off course. I don't want to say messed up. You'll see exactly where you got off course, but there is another opportunity to fix a relationship that was damaged. And even if you don't get back with that person, I feel like if you guys do have children, because I do feel like it's a long-term relationship, you'll be back on a better terms where it'll better, so you can co-parent effectively, but you'll get your friendship back with this person. All right, thank you guys, and I will see you soon.